Hey there, welcome back to Comeback Conversations. Today we're going to talk about dreaming out loud with God and the silence. So, you have a dream, you have a passion, you have a calling, you have something you want to pursue that you're very, very passionate about, and you feel like it's absolutely what you're supposed to do. But you're looking for strategy, you're looking for confirmation, you're looking for this direction, this pathway, this step, this affirmation, and all you're hearing is crickets. It feels like God is distant and that He's not paying attention, He's not part of the process, but I promise you, He's with you, He is in the process, and He's in the outcome. In the outcome. But here's the key. Sometimes your voice is exactly what's needed to set that dream and that next move into motion. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, if you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. You don't want to miss an episode, especially if you have a calling, if there's something that you desire to pursue so badly. There's something that stirs you and you just have to try. This is your community, this is your space, because we're going to break down every pathway, every roadblock. It's just, you'll love it here. So if you have absolutely had it with waiting and being there in that space of silence, I want you to lean in real close, because we're talking about speaking those dreams, using that voice that God planted, and taking those steps that are scary. You know, it takes a lot of courage sometimes to step somewhere, especially when you're experiencing the silence and you don't know if you're making that right decision. What you're doing is making room for His next step, His next move, even though it feels like He's being quiet. What this actually looks like is a signal. It's the opportunity and the space to sharpen your next move, to line things up, to prepare you for that journey, because He knows what it's going to take to get you from here to there. There's certain work that has to be done. And we're talking today about one of the first steps. And I'm going to set you up with a deeper perspective. I'm going to give you a couple of questions here to go deep in. I want you to spend some time. Start out with 15 minutes. Journal. Think about it. And you're going to find yourself spending a lot more time. It's going to be revelational. If the silence is speaking, hang in there with me. If the silence is speaking, what truth is it shouting that you've been refusing to hear? I know that sounds like an oxymoron, and I'm going to repeat it. If this silence is actually speaking, what truth is it shouting right now that you've been refusing to hear? The silence can be so active. If you spend some time on this question, you're going to start to get some revelation. You're going to have some ahas. Oh, yes. I promise you. Next question. What would happen if you treated this pause that you're experiencing right now? You know, how you're looking at it being negative. But what if you actually treated this pause not as a stop sign, or a delay, but as your first deliberate move towards fulfilling that dream. How? Yeah, you're probably saying, what? Trust me, think about it. Sit down, think about it, journal about it. You're going to have some good revelation, I promise you. When you speak, when you use your voice to dream out loud, you're not just making noise. This is the movement. There's something about putting words to paper, words to your voice, voice to words. There's something about it that wakes things up. Your brain starts to pay attention, your heart starts to pay attention. It sharpens your focus and it shifts the atmosphere around you. I know you don't have the full picture yet of your dream. You don't have all the downloads, all the strategy, but all you need to do is give your dream a voice, your voice. And that's where you fall into alignment. That's the start of the process of alignment, and the right people, and the right timing, and the right steps. So, how do you do this? Choose one part, maybe one element of your dream that you've kind of not made a priority or felt like you should even think about it right now because it doesn't feel like you're ready, and say it out loud. Bring it to reality and realness because it's important. Pay attention to what comes alive inside of you when you do it. And I want you to do this every day, at least once. I would encourage you to do it every morning and every evening and say it 3 times. Pay attention to what comes alive. Maybe some extra thoughts that you didn't consider before. Maybe ideas start flooding in that you didn't really expect. Maybe you actually have peace. Like the fear and the tension starts to dissipate and you actually have a peace. Because when you're all tense and have so much pressure to perform or move forward, especially if you've shared your dream with others and you want their support, but you also feel the tension of they're watching you, watching, are you moving? Are you achieving? What are you doing? And they may not be, it's our perception. So if you've actually felt that brush off and you had a peace, it's amazing the clarity and what you can see through when you no longer have that weight on top of you. And then let that be the first step. We don't need the whole plan. It's hard for us to not want to see that ending, that final, and know exactly the straight and narrow that we're supposed to go and have everything lined out, know what to do day in, day out. But we don't need the whole plan right now. We just need those first steps. Your voice will get clearer. The fog will dissipate. Your dreams stop floating around inside of you and they start taking actual shape in front of you. And then you realize the silence was not really silence, right? There's movement in it, there's discovery in it. The waiting is not doing anything. It is the moment right before the movement. No matter how long the moment is, it's the moment right before the movement, like the outward movement, because there's so much internal movement happening in the silence. The movement here is actually deliberate and actually strategic. If you do the exercises that I'm encouraging you to do, you'll see the strategy. You'll notice the ideas. You'll notice the right resources being attracted to you, the right connections being attracted to you. You'll start to see your people group start coming closer to you. And that's going to build momentum. And it's exciting. So exciting. So pick one step that you could possibly take this week or next week as you process this information that would bring you a little closer. Every little small step or action, if it's even just your voice and the revelation of what comes through as you speak your dream into reality, is momentum and putting your stake in the ground, your authority. Your voice is the signal. Dream out loud. Step forward and watch you and God move in alignment and fulfillment. Until next time, have a good one.